I talked to a fireman once. This is one of the reasons it freaked me out. And he was telling me, he goes, dude, one day, he goes, it's just going to be the right wind and fire's going to start in the right place and it's going to burn through LA all the way to the ocean and there's not a fucking thing we can do about it. I go, really? He goes, yeah, we just get lucky. He goes, we get lucky with the wind. He goes, but if the wind hits the wrong way, it's just going to burn straight through LA and there's not going to be a thing we can do about it. Because these fires are so big, dude. When they're talking about like thousands of acres that are burning simultaneously with like 40-mile-an-hour winds. And the wind's just blowing embers through the air, and those embers are landing on roofs, and those houses are going up, and they're landing on bushes, and those bushes are going up, and everything's dry. And once it happens in a way where it's so spread out that there's nothing they can do. There's nothing they can do. Have to.
This is the chilling wildfire prediction from Joe Rogan happening right now, resurfacing, and it's very, very scary as wildfire burn through LA enclave, known for its beaches and celebrity allure. This is exactly how it looks like right now. It is very, very sad to see, honestly. Let's look at some of the images.
Oh my God. We're out of the way. And until we get water tenders or the water system restored, we're doing the best we can with this. $1 million.
Oh, more.
Oh my God, look at all these fucking
Hulu from operations, copy that with that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, strike team reporting there, or no?
Holy fuck.
I'll take the strike team to assist with the area because we still have the community that all these homes to leave. But if you have other priorities.
Just look at what the LA beachfront has become.
Oh, that's horrible. Oh, that's where I go to get my snow and the chickens. Oh, and I hope Chelada. Oh no, the seafood restaurant. Oh, enchilada. And Wiley's. Ah.
No, dude, this is close to Big Rock.
Oh. This is. Oh, dude.
That's horrible.
Oh.
Wait, dude, this is super close to Big Rock. Fucking right here.
And Wiley's. Chelada. Oh, please.
That's heartbreaking.
This is very, very disheartening. If you ask me, it is completely horrifying. What is our government doing? Just look at the satellite image of what LA is looking right now. Burning in flames. This is the satellite pictures. And here is a picture from the plane. There's simply nothing left. Nothing left. Who is responsible for the Pacific Palisade, who has been completely destroyed? Let's look at what are the firefighters doing. Wow, just wow. Very, very scary stuff if you ask me, and here at the heart of the action.
Hi. Just be okay. You're gonna be okay. Hi. You're gonna be okay.
I hope they are
shit.
okay, honestly. Look
Don't worry about that, dude.
at this.
Okay.
This poor family trapped in their home. Flame on all sides. Hope they will be fine. Honestly, it is a very, very sad sight today. Very scary stuff. Let's look at some more wildfires right there.
Oh my God.
This is very, very, very scary. Some more video here. honestly, I hope they get everything under control very soon. This is some very scary stuff. This is probably the most frightening video I have ever seen. The McCarthy turning to flames into the wildfire. Scary stuff. Very, very scary stuff. Let's watch this again. Wow, I cannot imagine what these people are feeling right now. They must be very, very sad. Losing their whole lives, burning in flame, losing their home, losing everything that they own. Look at the plain view.
You're flying right over that thing. The whole entire hills are on fire. Holy shit. Oh my God.
The whole city is looking on fire in this video, and this is how you can tell the difference between Malibu before and after. Look at this. What a sad and terrible sight of desolation. What is happening? This looks like the end of the world to me. And this is what President Trump was saying just a couple months before.
They said, we have no water. I said, do you have a drought? No, we don't have a drought. I said, why don't you have no water? Because the water isn't allowed to flow down. It's got a natural flow from Canada all the way up north of water, more water than they could ever use. And in order to protect a tiny little fish, the water up north gets routed into the Pacific Ocean. Millions and millions of gallons of water gets poured. I could have water for all of that land. Water for your forests. You know, your forests are dry as a bone.
Yeah.
Okay?
Dangerous.
That water could be routed. You know, you could have everything. Oh, not only dangerous, billions of dollars a year they spend on forest fires. And, you know, there's a case with the environment. They're not allowed to rake their forests because you're not allowed to touch it. And all they have to do is clean their forest, meaning rake it up, get rid of the leaves, get rid of, you know, leaves that are sitting there for 5 years. And
we'll certainly get rid of the dead fall.
And get rid of the trees that are fallen that, you know, are like.
That's all they had to do. But they did not. And Joe Rogan is basically accusing Gavin Newsom, who refused to sign the Water Restoration Declaration. Basically, who would allow gallons of water from excess rain and snow melt from the north to flow into California. He says that Gavin Newsom is completely responsible for this. This is the price ultimately being paid, he said, at the demand that this incompetent governor allow beautiful, clean, fresh water to flow into California. Unfortunately, Gavin Newsom doesn't hear it like this. Let's hear what he has to say about what Trump said.
Even asked this question, but the president-elect chose to attack you, blame you for this.
It's one can't even respond to it. I mean, it's you know, people are literally fleeing. People have lost their lives. Kids lost their schools. Families completely torn asunder. Churches burned down. This guy wanted to politicize it. I have a lot of thoughts, and I know what I want to say. I won't. I stood next to a president of the United States of America today, and I was proud to be with Joe Biden. And he had the backs of every single person in this community. He didn't play politics, didn't try to divide any of us.
Finally, your message even asked this question, but the president.
Newsom doesn't want to take any kind of responsibility for this. And here is what Biden said.
They got this notification yesterday their home was probably burning down. Today, the parents are maybe still standing, I'm not sure. But the good news is, I'm a great grandfather as of today. I have a granddaughter, and baby girl, baby boy. So I remember this day for about a long recess. Deep breath. Very amazing.
Completely incompetent, if you ask me. This is very, very sad to see. Look at the news.
I wonder, when you're looking at this, how does climate change contribute to this perfect firestorm?
Yeah, hi, Brianna. It's good to be with you, although I wish it was under better circumstances. We're certainly seeing a tragedy play out. And when we see these sorts of events, these massive wildfires, 15 of the worst 20 wildfires have occurred during the last 15 years in California. And so there's a clear trend towards these faster spreading, hotter burning, more destructive, more deadly wildfires. And as is always the case, there's an underlying factor and there's an immediate factor. And it's the interaction between those two that give you these extreme events. The underlying factor is, as you already alluded to, profound drought, very dry conditions, an extremely late start to the winter rainy season. It basically hasn't started and we're already into January. And there's a key meteorological variable that we look at, which is called the evaporative demand. It's basically how dry and thirsty the atmosphere is, and that correlates highly with wildfire potential. And we're seeing very high levels of evaporative demand precisely in those regions where these wildfires have broken out. Now, the immediate factor, these winds, the Santa Ana winds, and we can't say those are caused by climate change. It's a natural occurrence, but it's the synergy between that natural occurrence, the Santa Ana winds, that immediate factor, and the underlying dry conditions that are definitely related to a trend of drier conditions in California and the western U.S. caused by human-caused warming due primarily to the burning of fossil fuels.
Look at this, at what he's saying right there. He says the burning of fossil fuels is responsible. It's not our crooked politician like Gavin Newsom who did nothing to protect its own people by cleaning the forest. Not at all. It is all on climate change and wind, he says.
This is new aerial video of a sixth fire breaking out Wednesday night. The Sunset Fire, based in the Hollywood Hills. Mandatory evacuations were issued Wednesday night.
I live here. I've been here for 21 years, but yeah, it's time to get out, I think.
This is new video of traffic gridlock as people flee their homes for safety. Thousands of homes and businesses destroyed.
It's just jumping from home to home right now. With this wind, there's nothing to stop it.
Wind gusts reaching 100 miles per hour, making fighting the flames difficult.
The fires being fueled by a combination of strong Santa Ana winds and surrounding topography, which makes it extremely challenging for us firefighters.
LA's Mayor Karen Bass returning to California today from an overseas trip to Ghana, speaking to the public, thanking first responders and reminding residents to heed evacuations.
Hurricane force winds are usually accompanied by rainstorms, but these are hurricane force winds that are combined with extremely dry drought conditions.
Those who evacuated unsure of what they'll return home to.
It's just pretty devastating. This is pretty devastating. I don't think LA's seen anything like this before.
As of Wednesday night, the largest and most devastating fires so far are the Palisades Fire and the deadly Eaton Fire. In Pasadena, the Eaton Fire claimed at least 5 lives and also destroyed structures. A preschool went up in flames. As you see here, first responders ushered residents out of a senior living facility to safety, masks on to protect them from the dangerous air conditions. And a warning from the Los Angeles County District Attorney after 2 people were arrested for looting.
If you think for a moment that you can take advantage of this right now or over the next weeks, months, or even years, you are wrong.
This is sad. This is terrible what is happening now in California. I hope the
Relentless
situation
wildfires
gets
in Southern
resolved.
California causing widespread destruction, as you know. When the sun came up, we could finally see the scope of the devastation. The Palisades fire alone already destroying more than 1,000 structures, making it the most destructive fire in LA history. There are now 6 fires burning in the region.
This is just the beginning. A new fire erupted overnight in Hollywood Hills near the popular Runyon Canyon, forcing more people to evacuate. Crews attacked it from the air and the ground to protect the densely populated area.
And take a look at these before and after images from above East Altadena. Just total devastation. The historic winds fueling the flames overnight, and now they're expected to pick back up.
And Michael Ginger is standing by with much more on those dangerous winds. We have team coverage on the fires, and our chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, starts us off from Pacific Palisades. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Robin. You mentioned this is the most destructive wildfire in LA history, and you know, we've been here this is our 3rd day here, and everywhere we go we see new images of this hellscape. And I just want to give you a sense of where we are. Sunset Boulevard, the heart of downtown, is that way. These are homes here. On the other side over there was a 3-story condo building. Come with me. I want to show you another big condo building, also 3 stories. Everything here destroyed, and you may be able to see the spot fires inside there. And as firefighters have been racing across this town trying to put those out overnight, that new fire just in those Hollywood Hills, just a few blocks from the famous Hollywood Boulevard, exploding in size.
Completely terrible what is happening, and it is all on this man, Gavin Newsom, completely useless. People have been let down.
The big story tonight, and I fear it's going to be the big story for some time to come, is the inferno engulfing Los Angeles. Now, what you see here on your screen is drone footage taken by LA local Anthony Cabasa of what remains of Altadena, California, a residential neighborhood that now looks like a war zone. And it's not just Altadena. At least 3 separate wildfires whipped up by the city's notorious Santa Ana winds have marched through suburb after suburb, torching at least 1,000 homes, killing at least 5, and toting up a damages bill that could wind up being as big as the one that came from Hurricane Katrina. And there's a very specific reason why I bring up Hurricane Katrina, aside from the obvious parallels to American cities laid low by natural disaster. Because as in New Orleans 2 decades ago, when local officials in Louisiana did not maintain flood levees and left the city unprepared for the storm and subsequent surge of water through the city, Los Angeles has been badly let down by its own government at every single level. Incompetence, progressive politics, DEI cultism, and environmental insanity have all conspired to leave the city exposed to what are, as in Australia, regularly occurring fires that, under ordinary circumstances, can be predicted, prepared for, prevented, or at least mitigated. But when you look more closely at what is actually going on the ground in LA right now, it looks a lot less like climate change, which is what some people are blaming it on, and a lot more like what happens when you combine Democrat mismanagement with misplaced environmentalism and stir it up with a heady mix of DEI-inspired incompetence.
I agree. I agree that this is all the results of the incompetence from the Californian government, and particularly its governor. It is all because California is missing the necessary water that it needs. It is all because California's forests are mismanaged, and the state as a whole is basically a hellscape turning into a hellscape. So many issues are happening in California right now. So many people are unhappy with what Gavin Newsom has been doing. Some people are blaming it on the climate, on the wind, on fossil fuel burning, but they don't realize that it was all preventable. All was preventable. All of these catastrophical events were preventable with better management, with better involvement from the government. They should do better. They should have known better. They should have done better. Honestly, it is very sad to see. Hopefully, these people are safe. Hopefully, California get rebuilt. Hopefully, the stories end with a happy ending. We will see what happens next. I thank you for watching. As always, I hope you enjoy this video with me today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.